I think it's high time that cricket took top spot in Canada as a sport, ladies and gentlemen. Now, the reason I say that is because there are people out there with heart conditions who find curling too exciting. So I think cricket is ready to take its proper place. And boy, when you combine cricket with the Chartered Institute of Management Accountants, we are talking excitement. You guys chose the right guys to be with. Talk about guys who live on the edge. Accountants. Is there anything more exciting? The only thing more exciting than an accountant is a forensic accountant, because forensic accountants solve the murders of other accountants. You are an exciting bunch of guys, and it's a thrill to have you here. Some of you are from Ireland. You may want to call home to see if you still have a job. You may get to make a place for yourself here in Toronto, but it's good to have all of you here. Now, Doug Ford is going to come along later on, but in his stead right now, we have someone who is like family with the Fords. A man who is so close to the family that I'm amazed he's not going to be at their cottage next weekend instead of at Gay Pride. Please welcome Councillor Extraordinaire Adam Bond.
I actually won't be at the Ford Cottage. I play on a cricket team, and we have a tournament that weekend, so I'll be in the field where I'm a specialist fielder. My bowling and my batting are not quite up to par, but nonetheless. Listen, it's always a great privilege to welcome not just the young men who will be representing the city across the pond, but their families as well, who have produced such fine young citizens for the city. This program is about much more than just simply playing cricket. This is a program about building leadership in our communities and using cricket as a vehicle to do just that. All of us who are involved in the sport of cricket know a lesson that my mother taught me many, many years ago. My parents were Australian, that's why I can speak about cricket. I wish I could play it as well as they did. But one of the things that she pointed out when we were watching a match that my father was playing and when he first came to this country was that all the people, when something happens in cricket, whether it's a batsman losing his wicket or whether it's a bowler taking one or a great fielding play, everybody claps. You clap for the effort of the batsman, you clap for the accomplishment of the bowler, and you clap for the love of the sport. And it's one of the few sports where you never hear fans booing, except the odd umpire gets a bit of a razzing. And I understand a bit of sledging happens, which is the one thing I can do as well as any Australian is the sledging on the field. But the reality is that cricket is one of the great character-building sports, and I think that's one of the reasons why it's endured and celebrated right around the world, and especially in all the English-speaking parts where British colonialism brought the sport and where the rest of us have been teaching them how to play ever since. But you're going across the pond as a representative of the city, the Mayors 11. You're going to be playing on some of the finest cricket fields in England, and Michael, who's been on a previous tour, Michael Walton, will tell you that the experience of playing on the grass wickets of England takes a bit of adjusting to, but if you're as good as his team, which went undefeated through their tour, you'll understand that you can adjust. Just takes a bit of practice, but you're going to be representing the city, and I hope that you understand the obligations involved in that, because it goes beyond just your time in England. It goes beyond just being sort of showing up for practice on time and getting out of the hotel quickly and putting the runs up on the board and taking the wickets and congratulating your opponents when you thrash them. It also involves coming back to the city and being an ambassador for City Hall to your families, your communities, and into your neighborhoods. That's the real goal of this whole entire program, is to have you as young ambassadors for the sport overseas come back and be ambassadors for City Hall in your neighborhoods, to connect families that need services to City Hall, to establish relationships with the local police department, which has a great, strong cricket program. You'll probably be meeting some of them tomorrow. But as well to make sure that the Parks and Rec programs are accessible to families right across the city. And one of the challenges we have in Toronto, and I'll be leaving very shortly to go across the Parks Department, is to build stronger cricket facilities. I play up in Centennial Park up in Etobicoke. There's one practice net, not two, even though there are cages for two. The wicket was repaired by volunteers, not by city staff. And there's literally a fight for cricket space and capacity in the city that has got to be resolved. There are more kids playing cricket in the city school system than there are kids playing tackle football. When Thorncliffe Park had a school tryout for their grade 6 and under team at the local school, there were enough players, almost 600 players showed up to try out for that team. This is an amazing opportunity for the city. But if we don't have young ambassadors like yourselves coming to City Council, coming to the Parks Department and asking for these resources to be developed and invested into these communities, cricket will continue to struggle in this city. The project we're working on next door is the start of the National Cricket Stadium in this city. And we're looking to get the support of a lot of suburban councillors and downtown councillors, but what we really need is the support of the cricket community to make the point that cricket is a live sport in the city, a thriving sport in the city, a wonderful sport in the city, and the sort of investment that the city should be making at this time because it's a sport that's growing at this time. And so go off to England, represent us well, beat them, please. Nothing makes an Australian happier than having the British lose at cricket, but nothing. But I told you I could sledge like them. But nothing makes me prouder as a city councillor than to watch our teams go across the pond and do well and come back, not as young men who left, but as adults and as leaders in their community. And please take that challenge on. And I'm sure if you bring to it the same discipline and tenacity you bring to your cricket, you'll be fine leaders in our communities, and one day you'll be up here introducing the next team going across the pond as a city councillor. Thank you.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm pleased to introduce the Director of Community Recreation. She is with Parks, Recreation, and Forestry. Please welcome to the podium Janie Romoff.
Thanks, Mike. Toronto Parks, Forestry and Recreation is the frontline division in the delivery of services and contributes significantly to the quality of life of the residents of the City of Toronto. The City of Toronto is the largest and most diverse city in Canada, and we're proud of the initiatives with cricket, the fastest growing sport in Toronto. Cricket is played in almost all parts of the world and is a great vehicle for recognizing and celebrating diversity. One might say that there's been an explosion of cricket, not just across Canada, but also in Toronto. And I'm pleased to announce that cricket is now an integral part of our summer program. In our efforts to keep up, we'll actually be opening a new cricket field next week at Thackeray Park. Of course, one cannot speak about the success and celebration of cricket without acknowledging the major role that CIMA plays in promoting the sport and working with our staff to organize both the Mayors' Cup, which is happening tomorrow at Sunnybrook Park, and also Cricket Across the Pond, which is now entering its 4th year, which is quite an accomplishment. And last but certainly not least, this is the perfect opportunity to acknowledge the team of young people who will represent our city in the UK as ambassadors of the City of Toronto. I know they will be introduced to you shortly, but let's give them a big hand as well.
City Councillors, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. As the chair of the board of the Chartered Institute of Management Accountants, Canada branch, CIMA Canada, I thank all of you for being here today. CIMA members, as you are aware, are chartered management accountants, and we believe in innovation and change. This year, we have added a school cricket tournament as a prelude to the CIMA Mayors Trophy event. You'll be pleased to know that school teams from the west end of Toronto competed against school teams in the east end of Toronto in the last few weeks. CIMA Canada is extremely pleased to provide support for cricket at school level. And the students of today will be the leaders of tomorrow, and some of the lessons that they learn on the cricket field will enable them to be great leaders of the future. The skills of team building, leadership, and motivation are skills that they will be able to take with them for the rest of their life. The CIMA Mayors Trophy has grown in the last few years and now includes a Mayors youth team that grows across the pond to represent Toronto in the UK. I have no doubt that this year's team, as in previous years, will return to Toronto with many triumphs and trophies. It is no surprise that some of the representatives of the previous teams have gone on to represent Canada in their under-19 team and in Canada's team that played at the last World Cup. I have every confidence that members will do the same.
Thank you for joining us this morning at the official launch of the 7th annual CIMA Mayors Trophy, the 7th I'm sure you're all aware that this tournament has received awards from the International Cricket Council, not just nationally but globally, and for the promotion of excellence in the world of sport and business. Through its professional qualification, CIMA is committed to providing strong foundations for the business leaders of the future. The Institute is committed to ensuring that our members have a clear understanding of the needs of business action, and together with the importance of corporate social responsibility in its broadest sense. And they must adhere to the Institute's code of ethics. So, in a sense, that brings a similarity to what was being referred to in relation to cricket, because cricket is a disciplined sport, and in fact, even the term cricket as being an alternative word for fairness and straightforward and honesty is important. CIMA's syllabus embeds this outlook, but it is also important to demonstrate these fundamental values to the next generation of young people who are looking to make their mark in the world, and that's very, very important. The commitment of CIMA Canada, together with the wonderful teams who have given up their free time to compete in this year's tournament, and of course our sponsors and partners, will ensure that this message continues to be enshrined throughout the City of Toronto and beyond. CIMA Canada's creation of the Cricket Across the Pond scholarships captures the essence of fair play and good business practice, and it values such as discipline, respect and teamwork, as well as the key skills such as leadership and communication. The scholars who benefit from this experience go on to become role models with their communities and later within their chosen career sector. Today is also very special because we have with us the winners of the brand new event, the CIMA Mayors School Cricket, which Amal referred to. Over the last 2 weekends, West End schools have been competing with East End schools for the inaugural Mayors School Cricket Trophy. And today I am very pleased to congratulate the winning team, Woburn Collegiate High School. Well done to them. Before I close, I would like to pass on my gratitude to Mayor Ford for agreeing to give his personal support to the CIMA Mayors Trophy. I'm aware that the Mayor is very busy, but he has a long track record of developing sport in the city, particularly with young people. And even though he is not a chartered management accountant, it is clear that he is a man with a keen eye for detail when it comes to financial management. In closing, I'm sure that this event will be better than ever. Thank you.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, without any further ado, Councillor Doug Ford.
I want to thank everyone for coming today, and it's a real honor and privilege to be able to hand out these proclamations. This would not happen without the dedication of coaches volunteering their time day in and day out. Similar to what Rob does with youth and football, these coaches spend a tremendous amount of time of their own making this possible. What I'd like to do is I'd like my colleague Adam Vaughn to come up, and we'll hand out these proclamations together. Again, thank you so much for all the coaches. It's going to be exciting tomorrow. Can't wait, and can't wait to get involved in this game that is the fastest growing sport in Toronto, and we need more cricket fields. And I'm sure with Councillor Vaughn, myself, and the rest of the councillors, we look forward to making that happen.
All right, big hand for Councillor Ford. All right, now we're going to call on someone from RBC who is part of the GTA cultural market and a fine person who's done a lot for this event. Please welcome Ann Sandy. Come on up, Ann.
I I'm Ann Sandy. I'm the Director of Marketing in Greater Toronto Region, and I'm happy to be here. And I think it's shaping up to be a great weekend for cricket. So at RBC, we're proud that over the past 3 years, we've given about $250,000 for cricket and cricket initiatives, including a practice pitch at Thackeray, also money for a baseball diamond to be multi-purpose, so we can also use it for cricket. And of course, something that we're very proud of is our sponsorship of CIMA and you young people going across the pond as ambassadors for Canada. And I know that you came here today not just because of your cricket skills, but also because of your leadership skills. And we're very proud to have you represent Canada across the pond. I know a little bit about cricket, but I'll say very little, because I used to play rounders as a kid, which is kind of poor man's cricket. And I know Councillor Vaughan, I heard, and also Councillor Doucette used to be a cricketer when she was young as well. So we hope to see more girls playing cricket. I think that's one of the fabulous things about cricket in Toronto. It's very multicultural, and that's why we want to get behind it. And this weekend, we're bringing a couple of international cricketers, Wasim Akram, and I know that you're going to be playing with him or practicing with him on Sunday, so we appreciate that. Thank you very much. And you know, cricket is, I mean, we're talking about it in a serious way because we know that it can be a strong community builder. But it's also about having fun. So in honor of you, our young ambassadors and leaders going across the pond, we created a special Arby. You may have seen him during the Olympics. Now he's also a cricketer, because we want you to go there, have fun, be leaders, and to say thank you very much for all you're doing for cricket in the city.
As we have discussed earlier, this is not only about cricket, but you'll be going as ambassadors of Toronto and Canada. And to prepare you for that particular role, we will be providing you media and communications training as well as leadership training. I'm proud to present this plaque to Media Profile, who have been providing training for this particular team for the last 3 years. This will be the 3rd year of the training. They take half a day of their valuable time and provide some very useful tools to the team, and they are very well trained to deal with the media after receiving the training. I'd like to invite Patrick Ehrlich from Media Profile to receive this. We have winner of Toronto East Schools was Woburn Collegiate. I'd like to now invite Toronto West Schools, Kipling Collegiate. Now I'd like to invite the city champions, Woburn again.
All right. You know what? I was told by CIMA, look, we want Tom Mahalik to come up and say a few words. So I said to CIMA, if you want Tom Mahalik to come up and say a few words, tell Tom Mahalik you don't want him to speak at all. Otherwise, we're going to be here for half an hour. Ladies and gentlemen, a man I've known a long time who really doesn't need a microphone, Tom Mahalik.
Thank you, Mike. It's an honor and a privilege for me to be here and amongst you. It's truly a great pleasure to see all these wonderful kids, or gentlemen, or young men, dressed so sharp, looking so confident. You have the whole world in the palm of your hand. But remember one thing, we all know how to read and write now. We're all smart. We all have great education. But that hunger that you have inside of you to excel, never lose that. Because that what makes you special. Your parents were immigrants to this country. They're back there. They're all amongst us. Some of them do jobs that others might have not done. But they never said no. So keep that hunger. Keep that hunger alive. Thank you very much. It also was a great pleasure for me to see Adam Vaughn and Doug Ford side by side. It really was. There should be no politics when it comes to kids. You are our future. You are the ones that are going to look after us when we get old. And he's already looking old. You're all wondering, how could Tom dress all these young men? How could he put them in clothes like this? Black jacket, white shirt, red tie. I can't take the credit for your white shirts, but you all look wonderful. You all look delicious. You all look the part. And now you're all wondering, how could he do this in such a short time? 34 short, 36 regular, 42, because I have experience, because I work with Mike Bullard on the Mike Bullard show. This guy was like a yo-yo. From size 38, he ballooned up to size 46. And I think he's starting again. I thought it was over for the two of us. I had sleepless night. What happened to Mike? One day I turned my radio on. Who's on CFRB, my favorite station, 1010? It's Mike Bullard. He follows me everywhere I go. But that's not the reason why I'm here. The reason that I'm here is I'd like to congratulate all of you. Every single one of you, the parents, the organizers, and all of you should be very proud of yourself. I graduated from Oxford. A lot of people don't know this. I'm going to London with you. Yes, I'm going to London. And my children told me many times, Daddy, you have PhD. I said, what do you mean PhD? Papa has dough. I do have dough. You know why I have dough? Because I got the hunger in my belly. I work 7 days a week. We've been working in Kensington Market since 1958. Not once have I missed a day of work. That's how you build your future, with education and hard work. Let me get back to Oxford. I also graduated from Oxford and Spadina. I was the last graduate from that school, and I'm proud of it. I'm very proud of it. I was going to say something else, but they said you can only speak for 2 or 3 minutes. I would like to thank RBC for coming to our aid at the last minute. Notice this program was canceled, but RBC came back on board. And Gordon Nixon said, where's Renil? Renil, where are you? This young man is relentless. He has done more than anybody else that I ever came across. This guy's got the fire in his belly. He has. And we should all of us, every single one of us here, should make a promise to you guys that when you're looking for a part-time job when you graduate from your school, when you need help, the city can't do it alone, the governments cannot do it alone, but the big companies should provide you guys with a sensible place where you can hang your hat and learn. Don't just get a job that you're not learning. Get a job where you're getting real training. And that's where we're failing you guys. There are no summer jobs in this city. And there should be summer jobs. So it's my responsibility and everybody else's responsibility to make sure that guys like you are recognized for excellence. Thank you very much. And I kept that to close to 2 or 3 minutes. Thank you guys again. Thank you very much.
2011 Mayors Cricket Team 11. Come on up, boys.